Good afternoon, everybody. It's Stephen and Paul from WinExtra bringing you your daily brief of Microsoft headlines for January 7th, 2011.
Show number 69.
Whoa, I like 69 as a number. That's a nice number.
69, dude! 69!
Yes, I like 69. Anyway, we're still in the afterglow of Baldy Ballmer's most excellent, incredibly brilliant forethought.
Okay, lay off the Bill and Ted references, okay?
Okay, as it is, CES is still going on, Baldy Ballmer is still boring, and
if you want to know what happened at yesterday's CES, just go look at yesterday's, if you want to know what happened with Balder's announcement, a keynote at CES the day before yesterday, just go watch yesterday's show, where we spent 30 minutes breaking it down.
Yeah, which, no thanks to YouTube, got up late last night. Sorry about that, folks. Not my fault. I tried my best. Anyway.
Today has been rather spotty on the news, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of dissecting CES to some degree, but we talked about it all yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
And I guess today is more, and given it's a Friday as well, which doesn't help Matt. It is Friday, isn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
But it would better be. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know.
Anyway. The day off that us bloggers get.
Oh, yeah, right. The strange news is coming out today is starting off with Farmy Olson from Forbes, who writes, Apple is becoming Microsoft with App Store, says Pirate Bay founder.
Yeah, this is Pirate Bay founder Peter Sun, and, for those of you who don't know, the Mac App Store, Apple App Store launched yesterday, apparently, or yesterday or the day before,
yesterday.
One or the other.
Yesterday.
But apparently it had like 1 million downloads of apps within 24 hours, which is, I'd like to know how many of them were free apps versus other. But anyway.
And how many were Angry Birds?
And how many of them were pirated versions of Angry Birds, because the App Store has already been hacked. But,
okay, yeah.
But the thing about it is that, of course, Apple is calling your App Store revolutionary, etc., etc.
Of course.
But, as Holden Page, a staff writer for WinExtra, pointed out on a post yesterday, the App Store is not revolutionary. It's something that Linux distros have had forever and a day. It's called a repository, where you do a search and you get your stuff and you download it directly to your computer and it's installed and you don't have to worry about it. But Peter Sun's point is that he compares Apple to Microsoft, which is of course a complete fallacy of an argument, because Microsoft has never tried to 100% control what you can and can't do on your computer. But Apple, as we have seen, do want to do this. We see it with iOS, where you have the App Store and you can download your stuff, but you can't get your software from anywhere else unless you jailbreak the device in question. We now have a Mac Store in Mac OS X. We know Apple's penchant and desire for controlling what happens within the store, and for being the moral guardians, because as an adult you're not old enough to make a decision for yourself, apparently. And it's a matter of speculation, but it's more likely to be true than not that Apple is going to continue to increase their control, because they'll do the same on the desktop as they have done on iOS. Yeah. And even if they don't, the OS, the App Store is still going to be the dominant place to buy your stuff, and that 90% of users will go to, because it's just there. And there's something wrong fundamentally with having the hardware manufacturer also being the software provider that can decide everything you can and can't do with your computer. They can decide what apps you can and can't have.
Well, what's going to be really telling is when Apple releases Tiger, which is the next iteration of Mac OS X. Okay, rumor is that the App Store is going to be tied directly into the OS. I don't know.
It was released as an update now, and yes, it will. It'll become a fundamental part of the operating system. I wouldn't expect Apple to exert complete control over that at this point in time, or even with Tiger. But seriously, folks, this is Apple. Look at the track record. They're not a company that has become more open over the years, a la Microsoft. They're a company that is becoming increasingly closed, and in every possible way they can, they're closing. So expect to see more closure, to the point that eventually the App Store may try to make it the only place you can get apps and programs for your Mac.
You know what really gets me is that with these newest moves that Apple is taking, they are becoming the total antithesis of what their most famous advertising made them out to be. The
1984 ad against Rosoff. Yeah. It's ridiculous, really. Apple has always been... Do you remember Apple's logo? And the Apple logo, but they always had the text, think different.
Yep.
And now it's Apple's logo, don't question anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, don't question anything. And the other problem I have with this App Store is if you want to be listed in there, you're talking, I think it's 30% of your revenue has to go to Apple. Mm-hmm. Right? Can you imagine Adobe doing that? A couple of $100 on every installation of Dreamweaver and Photoshop? Which, of course, has a very, very strong following on the Mac, because, you know, typically the Mac is sort of supposed to be the creative machine.
Yeah.
But, you know, we're getting a warning there about the connection being slow.
Apparently, Samsung is hinting at a 4G Windows Phone 7 in February.
And?
It's just a news headline for today. Samsung's in the news.
Do we know anything else about the model except that it's going to be 4G? Because here in the States, 4G is a misnomer. Okay? Yeah. They recently... whoever controls how you can advertise this stuff here recently capitulated and allowed them to advertise 4G as anything that is upgraded 3G but not actually 4G.
Yeah.
And considering that you can't get 4G in the vast majority of places, who really gives an acre?
Yeah.
At the moment,
apparently,
you know what? Go on.
It's going to have a 4G, like a dual-core processor in it, and yeah,
I like it sounds.
Yeah. Anyway, oh yeah, I know. Anyway, we've all heard through the CES of the great numbers coming out for the sales to do with Kinect, but that's primarily in conjunction with the Xbox. Now, you and I have talked in previous shows and in posts about how much we think that the Kinect is just prime for the desktop, and most of the hacking has been done around desktop. Well, apparently, I guess Steve Ballmer has told the BBC that the camera will officially support Windows PC at some undisclosed point in the future.
Let me see. Yawn.
Well, let's put it this way. Given that it's going to be Microsoft's, next billion-dollar business, I think they have no choice but to expand it outward.
First off, right, we knew this was coming from day one. As soon as we saw it, knew that it was USB connected, we knew it was coming to the PC. It had to come to the PC. There's just no two ways about it. And unless people are just utterly retarded, it's not going to happen. Moving to your statement about it being a $1 million business, is my video locked up?
Yeah, no, it's gone. Your video's gone.
Am I back?
It's coming back.
All right, I'll keep talking anyway.
Yeah.
Moving to your statement of it being a billion-dollar business. If you're not going to take out, if you're not going to consider the cost of manufacturing, et cetera, then I believe it's only something like 6.5 million units of Kinect have to be sold for it to be a billion-dollar business.
Yeah.
Sold 8 million, or was it 8.5? One or the other in the first 60 days.
Yeah.
So I would say Kinect is already a billion-dollar business.
Yeah, and it's only, and once they do bring it to the desktop, it's gonna grow in leap and bounds.
Yeah, well, that's just the devices itself. That's not even the whole software ecosystem that will develop around these things.
Yeah. Okay, this next one is over at San Francisco Gate, SF Gate, but it's a cross post from our favorite blog, Business Insider.
Well, don't get me started about Business Insider. Somebody at Business Insider has got such a serious bug right up their backside when it comes to Microsoft right now. I don't even know what to say in that respect. Because the shite posts, and there's no other word for it, the sheer shite posts that are coming out of Business Insider writers. In
regards to Microsoft specifically.
With regards to Microsoft. But then again, it's only Microsoft stuff that I read over there.
Yeah.
But,
But anyway, the headline reads, "The Xbox and Kinect are the future of TV, except Microsoft will figure out a way to blow it." Give it a freaking rest.
For this post is head up bum syndrome, okay? They're asking, are Microsoft going to release a set-top box, to rival Apple TV? No, they have Xbox in your living room. They have Xbox 50 million living rooms. And they're charging $19.99 a month for people to get their video and stuff, right?
Yep.
So that alone is why they won't do it, They're also talking about, could they license Xbox TV and Kinect software to TV, Blu-ray, and cable set-top boxes? No. There's no point in doing that, because the one problem with that is that you then can't upgrade everything and have it all in line. Microsoft doesn't want to be in your TV.
No.
Microsoft wants to be your alternative provider. They want to be your sole box beside your TV and retain control of it so that they can add new features and update it, which they cannot do if they put it into a TV.
No.
What else did they say? I don't know. They said some other stupidity in that post anyway. But, I saw it, and it was on SFGate. I saw it. I didn't even realize that it was a Business Insider sort of repost. And I was like, look, web TV has failed to take off many times.
Yep.
Google are trying it again. Apple are trying it again. But let's be honest, all we're talking about here, especially in terms of Apple, is streaming.
Yep.
Streaming of content that you rent.
Yep.
Microsoft is already doing that via the Xbox 360.
Yep.
They're already providing that service. They have Netflix on there. There's Hulu Plus is the thing. Exactly. And Microsoft are, trust me, Microsoft are getting their cut from Netflix and Hulu Plus on the Xbox. Plus, in order to be able to even use those, you have to be paying for your Xbox Live Gold membership, which is, another $19.99 a month, or $24.99 a month, actually, I think it is now, directly into Microsoft's pocket. Why would Microsoft want to launch a product that is going to compete with what it already has in your living?
It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. But when you showed me this headline, my first reaction, oh yeah, it's definitely, especially once I saw Business Insider reference, it was like, would you people just give it up? Do some decent reporting and quit trying to slam the company all the time?
Seriously, give out about, what's his name?
This one's Dan Fromer.
This is Dan Fromer, yeah.
And your post from the other day was...
Which, I don't know, somebody Fuzzy.
Matt Rosoff.
Matt Rosoff, yeah, I mean, he needed to be essentially bitch slapped as well for being unable to do basic math. You know, actually, I believe when Silicon Angle reposted, because they syndicate our content.
Yeah.
When they reposted, I believe they rewrote the headline of my post and took out some of my more colorful language and called it, I can't do math. I think I'll be a tech blogger or something along those lines.
Well, given it it's Friday and we both had a long, hard, tiring week being a tech blogger who can't do math. Well, I'm stretching for a close here. All right. Before we do, though, I do want
to tell everybody bugger off. Show's over.
Yeah, but before you do that, I want to remind you of the fact that WinExtra is running a extended donation promo where you can donate to support WinExtra. For every dollar you donate, 50 cents goes to WinExtra and 50 cents goes to a pool to buy either products, software-wise or hardware-wise down the road for lucky winners. Yeah,
so right now, Stephen has a promotion going on the site to raise $250. And when he hits that target, 2 lucky winners will get to spend $60 each on the Steam store, and you'll be able to spend it on absolutely anything you want in any sort of way you want on the Steam store. So basically, it's a way to make WinExtra better for you, run a chance of winning some cool swag for yourself, and stop that old gig from being way too cranky.
What? You mean I'd have to turn around and be nice?
Yes, you'll have to start being nice. Because you'll have nothing to complain about, Hudson. You'll have the equipment and bandwidth and servers will be covered and all that stuff. Why not?
Well, on that note...
I want to listen to you.
Yeah. Well, on that note...
You might be able to pay me.
There we go. You and Holden. Yes, that would be a nice bonus just in itself. There we go, folks. You can donate to help pay for Holden and Paul's fine words.
No. It has been clearly stated. It goes towards the stuff that you need to be reviewing and doing.
Okay. On that note, folks, this has been Steve, and that's been Paul. This has been WinExtra's Daily Brief for January 7th, 2011. Take care, and listen, have a great weekend, okay?
Have a good one, folks.